match that. That's it. That's how I would sum up Tim, what he's saying. Match that. I got myself, you got you, and let's bring it together and let's, make magic and match that. I love that. All right. So, next gentleman we got up is another married man, and we'll call him Mr. Smith.
Hey Z, yeah, thanks for asking my opinion on this. And yeah, as a married man, and I've been with Paula for coming up on 10 years now. I was thinking a lot about the question that you asked, and for me, I think it kind of changes with age, kind of your expectations. For me, anyways. I think I've always kind of been a romantic, but I've also kind of been a dipshit at times, to put it kindly. So I don't think I took, too much too seriously until around maybe like 22, 23. And then I was like, okay, like what am I looking for in a girlfriend, not just fun. And then, with, I think sometimes you meet people and whether they should be taken seriously and the type of respect slash effort level slash, just like how you approach it. You just kind of get that feeling from some people. Some people, you're like, okay, this is a fun thing. Other people, you're like, okay, I better treat this person properly because they kind of command it or they demand it, or just like the impression I get is like they don't fool around, right? So, and that's kind of what happened with Paula. I mean, she asked me out 3 times. I turned her down twice because I was in that dipshit mode. Sorry if I can't swear, so I do apologize about that. But I was kind of having that like fun silliness mode, and like I knew that she was somebody who you don't treat like that. But then finally I was like, okay, like I'm tired of doing this dumb stuff, this DS stuff. So then, I took her up on her third ask, and I was just like, okay, like she's a serious person, she's smart, she's really beautiful, obviously. Let's see where this goes. And I wanted it. I was in a headspace where I was like, if this becomes serious, I'm good with that. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. But I think, and this was when I was 20, well, if I'm 36, so I was like 26 almost. So I think for me, like, as much as I, said I was romantic starting off and I thought about things when I was younger, like I kind of just saw my life working out with a partner. I didn't really see who that partner was or the type of person that was. Like, I just always like, oh yeah, wife, and then house, and then job, and all of that sort of thing, right? So that's it for me. I mean, and then, like I said, I think throughout your life you meet people and you understand pretty early on or after a little while of like, how serious you should take them in a lot of like different ways, as a friend, as something more potentially. Is this a dinner thing or not a dinner thing, if you know what I'm saying? Without sounding like a total D-bag, which of course I was at times in my youth. But and then as far as I think, maybe the expectation of Paula towards me or whatever, she's like, I'm not playing games, that. I'm like, I'm not playing either. And I was brutally honest with her on the first date. I made it very clear all my transgressions that she should probably be aware of that might be in her circle. And I was just like, listen, again, on a respect level, like she needs to hear this so she knows the whole deal. And if she doesn't like it, I guess that it is what it is. But if she does, then you get to start off on an honest playing field of you doing the right thing, which I think, at the time, again, was the respect factor, and also this could be something important, so don't be an idiot. But I would say, I've made some positive strides in my life and changes because of the person I was with, and in that, not just Paula, but definitely in the most serious and permanent ways with Paula. In the past, I definitely would have made changes for people if I thought it was worthwhile or going to go long term, but definitely with Paula, like, it's like, okay, I can't do that because she doesn't like that, and this is the one you care about, and she has your best interest at heart as well, so take her seriously when she says something. So this was a very long answer to your question. It's about 4.5 minutes, so I apologize. I hope you can use this, and thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
No, thank you, Smitty. That was so good. Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you for sharing. It's cool to hear your perspective on the take because most people talk about coming to a relationship ready, but in your sense, it was like, the time at, or the age that you were at, if you were in the right timing to meet someone, if you were actually ready and thinking about what you were looking for, which is good to know. Like, yeah, like hearing it from that perspective. But I mean, at the same time, you were saying, no, you didn't have anything specific that you were looking for, but you did mention that you wanted a smart and beautiful woman, which is the woman that you are with today, which is great. And manning up, it's like changing and growing for the person that you're with. I like that. I like hearing that you do have room to change even within a relationship, and growing, and the expectation changes as you get older together. And at the end of the day, yeah, it is a choice. So yeah, thanks, Mr. Smith, for sharing with us. That was really good. So let's see who we have up next. All right, next up we have the bold and the beautiful Badisha, and she is sending us a message straight from the gym.
Okay, so I guess with me and my partner, it was a little bit different because we got together just based out of straight attraction. The attraction led to us solely being fuck buddies, basically. So we would only get together to have sex. So I wasn't really looking for a specific type of partner at the time. I literally was just looking for someone super hot to fuck. And I got that. That's what I put out there. That's what I wanted, and I went for it. It was exactly what I expected. We would meet once or twice a week, have sex, and then leave. He had a girlfriend when we first met, so I didn't pursue at the time, but once I found out that they were broken up, I decided to do the usual type of, I guess you could say, millennial thing and slid in his DM. So yeah, that's how I got about getting him. It was exactly what I was expected. It went just as planned until we caught feelings for each other, basically, and it bloomed from there. So we kind of started backwards, where we got to know each other after having sex and being intimate. So we started backwards in a sense, where we had to kind of get to know each other afterwards. For me, if I were to be looking for somebody, I'd want someone to have the same types of values as I do. I would want someone to be family-oriented, outgoing, fun, has his head on straight, has a good job, can take care of himself like a real fucking man. That's what I would be looking for. Now, was he the guy that I wanted my perfect man to be? No, he wasn't. He wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but he was the opposite of me, which complemented my personality traits, my values. So we're able to, it's like yin and yang. Like, he's quiet and I'm loud. He likes to stay home, I like to go out. So we worked in a way where we never had a conflict if I wanted to go out, because he didn't want to. So he stayed home and didn't care, because he'd rather stay home than go out, rather than not wanting to go out and feeling a type of way if I wanted to go out and not stay home with him. in that kind of sense. So we were able to kind of counterbalance each other in that way. He was a man. He is exactly the type of man that I would want, in a sense where he had his head on straight. He owns his own business. He drives his own car. He lived by himself. He was a man in that sense, and that was what I needed. I needed a man because I was dating a child before, let's just say. So we had to work backwards and get to know each other a bit more and find out how we both are in a relationship. It obviously took time because, again, like I said, we are the total opposite, but those opposites attract us, like literally. Like, I know it's cliche, but opposites do attract because it's working. Now, I'm trying to see, I might have to... Now, was this a reflection of myself? I'd say no, because I wasn't really trying to get a man at the time, so I wasn't really putting out the energy of the type of man that I wanted at the time. So we kind of had to work together to be what we want each other to be. And I don't think you should get what you want just because you want it. You always have to put in work. You can't be a fucking walrus and expect your man to be exactly what you want without telling him, without communicating. I think communication is key in a relationship. Your partner can't read your mind. They won't ever be able to read your mind. So if you want them to do something or be something that you want, you have to say it. You can't just expect your partner to be like that unless he's already like that when you met him, because that's just how he is. But I'll tell you right now, that's not the case ever. That's only the case in fucking fairy tale movies, let me tell you. There's no perfect man out there. Like I mentioned before, my partner doesn't like going out, so that's why I have my girls. I got my girls to go out with. When I want to stay home, cook a nice meal, cuddle, that's what my man's for. So your partner's not ever going to be 100% perfect, and that's okay, because neither are you. I'm not 100% perfect, and he's not 100% perfect. We're always working on ourselves, spiritually, mentally, physically. I thank my partner for introducing me to personal development and working on myself, which in turn has helped our relationship altogether. And if you asked me a year, 2 years ago, if I thought that I'd be this spiritual, mindful being, I tell you, that sounds fucking ridiculous. But I am, and I feel better about it. Our relationship is better. We're able to, because we're on the same page. And when you're on the same page, everything is easy. Everything's easy.
Well, thank you, Badisha, for sharing all the way from the gym. Talk about lifestyle, healthy living. I love it. Honestly, talk about a person who owns their shit, you know? And it's so cool to hear these different perspectives, one from Mr. Smith and now Badisha, being in a place where they weren't really looking. They were looking to have fun at the time. And it's also an example of... there's no one way to get the same results. Like, look, she's in a loving and amazing relationship, but the difference is that there was still work to be made and to have done within this relationship to get to where they were and to meet that person in the middle and find them, or meet them halfway, as you would say. But oh my God, the walrus comment, girl, you just had me dying. But okay, let's move on to the next person. Up next, we have, let's see, Oh, we have a newcomer. She's in a committed marriage. I think she's been married for 20 years. We have Addie up next.
Okay, so